What's about to follow is the Yird Swine, a film that we made with no official budget. It was all paid for by out of our own pockets and made in the cast and crew's spare time. Really proud of this project, and I really hope you enjoy it. And unfortunately, due to the pandemic this year, we're unable to do a physical premiere, but I just want to take this opportunity to say a massive heartfelt thank you to all the cast and crew. So Jim, Josh, Jane, Mila, Neil, Claire, the sound guys Danny and Sean, and all the extras in the massacre. And I really hope you enjoy it, and I hope we get to watch this together soon. But yeah, here it is, the Yird Swine. So please spread the word that the Yird is the word. That's a terrible ending, should have scripted this, but enjoy.
Whatever you do, Jack, don't show them that you're nervous. You need to be confident. You have to sound like you know exactly what you're talking about. Don't give them a breath to challenge your authority. If you can master all that, we might still make a true bureaucrat of you yet, lad. The folk who've asked us here, they're just looking for answers, lad. So whatever you do, don't show them that you're nervous.
I'm not nervous, I'm cold. It's freezing here, Archie. I stepped in the puddle back there. Can we just set up the ART here? Its fault is fine enough.
Well, you'd be the one who'd know, Mr. Techno-Wizard, so yeah, go for it. You know, this is meant to be the perfect tourist hotspot. The idyllic woodland setting, ancient trees, natural springs, the whole 9 yards.
If it's so perfect, why did I have to come all the way out here?
Are you serious? Did you even read the email I sent you? About the sinkholes, the trees collapsing, the erosion? How long are you going to be setting up that nonsense anyway?
A few minutes, it's very complicated, okay?
I can only imagine. Of course, the sinkholes are the least of the problems around here.
Uh-huh.
Go on, ask me what's been popping up all over the forest just randomly.
No idea. Puddles?
Coffins.
Coffins? Seriously?
There's a church on the edge of the forest over that way. All the coffins are disappearing from the graveyard there and reappearing just about everywhere, including on top of the woodland walks.
That has to be a hoax, surely.
That's a pretty cruel hoax. The locals are up in arms about it, man. It's got people riled up. Now, give us the dirt probe.
Mr. Surveyors!
Who's that?
That would be Hector Mackenzie. He's the head of the local council. He's the boss as far as we're concerned. Good morning, Mr. Mackenzie. You're not possibly checking up on us, are you?
Not at all. Just out for my daily walk. Heading down to the river. Beautiful spot down there.
Indeed. This is Jack Cunningham. He's on the apprentice programme. It's his first day on site.
Nice to meet you, sir.
You too, son? Walk with me.
Grab the bag, Jack.
You know, when the largest ever recorded stags was found right here in this forest. 16-pointer. The monarch, they call him. Beautiful beast.
16-pointer? What does that mean?
It refers to the antlers. You know, my family have been at Tarn-Na-Hay ever since it was first existed. I know every corner, every crack in the pavements in the town, every windswept tree. Love the land, my grandfather used to say. Love the land and what comes from it. I'm afraid it's not been quite so loving towards us at the moment.
This really is a beautiful place, Mr. Mackenzie.
Look, son, no about beautiful rivers and quaint little pubs, I can hide the fact that big holes are appearing in the earth. Look at that. And coffins.
Mr. Mackenzie, we've got 2 days to do our tests. We'll test everything. Soil erosion, why the trees are falling down, and plant strength.
And we're conducting a seismic overview scan of the entire woodland and the surrounding area using state-of-the-art technology known as ART. It's in this bag. It's very complicated, but it's to let us know what's underneath the ground and the feet right now. But it doesn't explain the coffins, which is very strange.
Someone's digging up these coffins. It's immoral and disgusting. And I'm going to get to the bottom of that.
I'm really sorry, Mr. Mackenzie. The lad's had his nose in textbooks his whole life. He's never been in the field before. He says things without thinking. I do apologise. You'll have our full report within 2 weeks to a month.
Mr. Suthers, I wonder, do you maybe come along to our community meeting tonight? It's not a big meeting, just a few concerned locals. We just want to sort of discuss what's happening, just give a bit of information and maybe look at potential solutions.
Yeah, certainly. I can't see why we wouldn't want to come along to that. It'd be a good experience for the lad.
And of course, you're more than welcome to stay tomorrow night for our fundraising event. Promises to be a good night.
I can't think of a reason why we wouldn't stay for that.
Excellent. I'll let you go on with your work. Thanks again.
Nice man.
Jack, you need to keep your lid on all this nonsense with the coffins. The locals are all riled up as it is. That's not part of our job, so enough of that. You stick to getting the magic in your box to work, and then we can get back to the pub for a pint and a pie.
I think you forget how old I am.
Come.
Oh, that reminds me. I've made up more of those posters for those bird watchers. Hector's very unhappy about these decorating the streets, you know.
Heard someone again last night. Strange sounds. Spooked the dogs real good. Thought it was the monarch at first, but it was no deer or stag.
Do you reckon it's connected to those coffins being dug up?
Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know.
I reckon you should go to Hector Mackenzie with that.
He's an obnoxious pig. If it's not in front of his face, he doesn't see it.
He runs the village. You have to tell him. You have proof. He'll have to believe you. It's your duty to report it. This isn't some elaborate hoax. There's something going on here, something unnatural and unexplainable.
You could come with.
No, now you know we don't have a good relationship. I'm not one of the original Tarnies. You have to be 5 generations in before you're part of the town, like you.
If you think he'll believe me.
He will. He trusts you. Now, good luck. I'll continue coffin watch.
Be seeing you.
I care deeply for this place. For the community, for the people. That's why I got the most votes at the community council. I need you to make a success of this tonight. Save the church.
Save the earth, you mean?
Yes, indeed. My grandfather, he always valued important things in life. Good health, family, the church, the very ground that we stand on. And he would preach, love the land and what comes from it.
And now that's the town's motto. Still, it's a bit egomaniacal, don't you think? Of course, but rumour has it, your grandfather only became a man of the cloth to avoid conscription. That's why your father didn't continue and went back to the shoe shop. So you could say your grandfather looks after souls and you look after souls.
I don't find that in the least bit amusing.
You'd probably get it if you saw it written down.
So is this the setup that we're going with? Shouldn't there be a banner up there or something?
Relax, it's all in order. Banner's in the basement and Rachel's going to be putting up beforehand.
Rachel McCrimmon?
Aye. There's a raffle table there. There's going to be donation boxes in all corners and at the door. Oh, and we've got a local band to play for free as well. Old Paul Willis's son. Did you know he had a band?
Yeah, OK, we can sort out all those details tonight at the meeting. I've asked Mr Struthers to come along. See if that report of his can be helpful in maybe getting us some funding to save the kirkyard.
And what about our coffin problem?
Well, we'll get some CCTV in the kirkyard, I think. That should maybe help us. Catch them red-handed.
That's a good idea. But what if it's not a person?
Look at that. Why would somebody do that? They've got no pride anymore.
Maybe we should put more bins around the place.
Mr. Mackenzie. Sorry, but can I have a word? Maybe indoors. In private, preferably.
Oh, if you must.
So, Donald, Miriam tells me you've been looking for those missing bird watchers.
Aye, the ones that disappeared 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Well, you're the ones who put up these bloody posters.
They took a few trips around the area. Crannog Bay, Winford Forest. They were happy folks, not the kind to just uproot and disappear without even a whisper of a goodbye. They got really pally with Paul Willis. Didn't even say goodbye to him either.
Monroe, we have a serious word here.
Hector, calm down. So, Donald, what do you think happened?
I got a theory. I've got a few theories. Mr. Mackenzie, you've kept me for such a long time, me and my family. You know what I do. You know what I'm good at. I think there's something in the woods. The other night, the dogs got real spooked. Never heard the like before. I've never heard the like before. And I managed to get a photo of it.
So, what are we looking at exactly here?
I only got a glimpse. Thought it might have been a stag at first, maybe even the monarch himself. No, this thing was big, bulky, more like a bear.
You're trying to tell me that's a bear? I mean, nearest zoo's what? Inverness? How would it have got here? An Auchnabeg bus?
Well, are you suggesting millions?
You know what I do. You know what I'm good at. All I'm asking is a couple of days out in the forest with the dogs. I'll track this thing down, whatever it is, man or beast, and I'll bring it back, dead or alive. Or I'll find the missing bird watchers. Same rules apply. Dead or alive.
That picture proves nothing.
Pay Harris a few days overtime while I'm away. He'll look after the estate real good. Me? Well, I'll be out in the forest trying to find the bird watchers. Or the man or beast that murdered them.
Oh, wait a minute now. I mean, if you talk about monsters or alien invasions, then people will just laugh at you. But once you start talking murder, I mean, the village will descend into panic and economic freefall. I mean, I appreciate your concerns, Monroe. I always have, but it seems that you're taking the pieces of a different puzzle and trying to make them fit.
It's not as simple.
Look, Monroe, enough! I take it you'll be along to the meeting tonight, won't you? Strange guy. I think he's been out in the woods too long.
Hello? You're one of those surveyor folks, aren't you?
Is it that obvious? Yeah, we're just in town having a look around. I've got a meeting in here and I thought I'd come in ahead of time just to check the place out.
Well, I'm just cleaning up after a craft workshop here.
Is there a fundraiser here?
Yes, tomorrow night. You should come.
Oh, okay. Is this one of yours? Can't imagine Mr. Mackenzie would be too pleased with that, what with everything that's been happening. Anything to do with that coffin watch I've been reading about on all the posters in town?
No, this is just a little side venture for myself, like.
Okay.
In fact, here, a local trinket from Tarn-Na-Hay.
Yeah, okay.
And if you're into more stuff, then I've got a studio.
I'll keep that in mind, and I'll see you at the fundraiser.
See you then.
You know, maybe Donald's right. Maybe there is a monster in the woods. That could explain what's been digging up the coffins.
He isn't right. This is a hoax of the worst possible kind. Don't buy into it. I'll see you tonight.
Delivery! Oi! Delivery! Dreamt of a white horse last night. Of course, you know what that means. It means that I'll meet a stranger today. And here you are. You one of the Surveyor folk?
Take it everyone knows everyone else's business in this town.
We ain't telepathic. Figure you had to be. With your fancy clothes and your fancy motor, hulking that bag of tricks into the forest. You need to be careful out there, son. There's bigger problems than just sinkholes to be worrying about.
Oh yeah, what else should I worry about? Badgers.
Mind if I sit? Can't rightly say. Of course, there are those who believe, and those who don't.
Believe in what?
Can't rightly say. Be seeing you.
Yeah, nice seeing you too.
You know, they call the local church the Earth. When I heard Save the Earth, I imagined some kind of hippie love fest with tree hugging and how we're all one. But it turns out it's this charity event that they're raising money for at the church. Tomorrow night, it should be good.
Do you not wonder though, like, why would somebody be digging up the coffins?
What are you saying?
Like, if you were to be digging up the coffins, why would you be scattering them across all over the forest? Unless, of course, it's not a poo, but what?
Jack, listen. Stop all this nonsense. We are government employees here to do a survey. We're not detectives trying to solve some weird mystery. This is not a conspiracy that all the villagers are in on. You need to pull your head together, son. Get yourself right for tonight. Let's go and get something to eat. Jack, where are you going? Jack, come back here. That lad'll be the death of me.
Thank you, Mr. Mackenzie, for having us along tonight. I know you must have your hands full with tomorrow night's event. My name is Archie Struthers. I'm a surveyor from the Ecology and Wildlife section of the local government, and I've been asked to come in with my colleague here to investigate the soil issues, the sinkholes, trees collapsing, and that matter of thing.
Thank you. With all due respect, sir, we should be discussing the more urgent matter of fits happening at the kirkyard.
Monroe, this is not the time. You've had your big soapbox moment. Now, please restrain yourself. Mr. Struthers, please continue, thank you.
Actually, Hector, I think this is exactly the time we need to talk about this. I know that none of you actually value my opinion, but this is messed up. I mean, Coffin Watch is a great idea, but...
What's Coffin Watch?
I mean,
Hector set
covers
it up.
miles of land.
It's volunteers from the village. They walk through the woods every day and try to find the coffins before the public do.
Can't even manage the woods themselves.
Anyway, I think Myron's got a point. What if a family's out having a lovely morning walk and they find one of the coffins and there's a body in it?
Thankfully, Kirsten, that hasn't been the case.
So wait, the coffins are always empty?
Exactly. Nae bodies, nae bones.
Please! This is exactly what the people behind this hoax want us to do.
Well, why not put a positive spin on it? Why let this be a negative story about us making us look like fools? We should turn this to our advantage. Picture it. The Tarn-Na-Hay monster. That's got a good ring to it.
Exactly. A monster digging up coffins and eating the dead. It'll bring in folks from all over.
Well, I mean, Loch Ness has its monster, and that brings people from all over the world, right?
That's enough, Jack.
Bigfoot, just as famous. The Tarn-Na-Hay beast would be a nice little earner for us. Think of the merchandise, keychains, cuddly toys, t-shirts, even a mug.
This is not the image that my grandfather wanted for this town.
Times are changing, old man. Got to move with it.
Listen, this isn't just a story or a figment of you folks' imagination. There is something out there in the woods, something very, very large and something very, very alive. And it's digging up the coffins and filling its belly with the contents inside. But what happens if its diet starts changing? What happens if it stops picking off the dead and starts picking on the living? Then what will you do? Have another drink of this bloody dry coffee? Listen, I showed you the photo. And Harris the other day, he managed to get the sound off it. Get the sound of this creature off the wildlife cams down at the river. You know, the ones that the commission put in place last year, like?
Well, Harris, he's hardly the most reliable, is he? He's the town drunk.
He's out there right now on Coffin Watch. He's trying to protect this village. He's doing what all of us should be doing right now. Listen, all I'm asking is a few days out in the woods. I'll hunt this creature down, and I'll bring its head here, and you can mount it to the wall in the reception for all the tourists to flock in for miles and take bloody selfies with it for all I care. Selfies with the great beast of Tarn-Na-Hay.
There is no monster!
Then how the hell do you explain the sound?
Let's hear it. Come on, take it out. Let's hear the recording. And then we'll all judge for ourselves if this is real or not.
Jeez, I've never heard anything like that before. What is that?
I have no flippin' idea.
Probably just the wind.
I can assure you, that's no the wind. That's like no man or beast I've ever heard before.
It sounds incredible.
Enough! Someone is desecrating the very ground of the kirkyard and the earth. I mean, there's a monster hero, right? But it's not a monster with horns and hoofs and a great roar. It's a human being, a human monster. Now, let's get back to what we should be talking about. Mr. Struthers, you spoke about some kind of scan.
Jack?
We conducted a thermal slicing scan. We don't have full results yet, but from what we do know is a vast amount of caves under the ground which are leading to the sinkholes.
Caves. Caves or tunnels. Tunnels that the creature is using to get about the countryside.
Look, enough. Let's take a break here. Can someone help me with the yarn? We need to quell this ridiculous notion of a monster. You're not helping. You should be helping.
Listen, Jack, I know you didn't want this job. I know you didn't want any part of this apprenticeship or any of it. But you can't be using this opportunity to exploit these village idiots. This monster stuff's nonsense.
The hollow earth you spoke of. I've been finding tree stumps out in the forest, hollowed out with vertical tunnels that lead 50 or 60 foot into the ground. And it's not just that. 2 or 3 weeks ago, 2 bird watchers disappeared too. They were from Aberdeen, and they just vanished without a trace.
That's quite enough of this conspiracy theories, don't you think?
No, I don't, Mr. Mackenzie. Now, I've offered my services to you, and you turned it down. But now I'm gonna head out into Winford Forest without your blessing. Just me and the Dougs, and we'll find this thing. We'll find what is out there that we all know is out there. That you're all denying it. What you've heard, what we saw, and I'll bring it back, dead or alive. And you can mount its head to the lobby downstairs for hell's sake. I don't much care about that. And take your selfies for lots to see. But I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna protect this village. That's my duty. That's your duty that you're refusing to do. And I'll bring it back, and I'll prove that there's something out there.
No. Can we just return to some practical solutions on how to deal with these sinkholes, and then possibly discuss the preparations for the fundraisers tomorrow?
Everything all right, Donald?
I'm gonna go and find this thing.
That was an interesting meeting last night, wasn't it?
Wasn't it just? Mind you, I felt sorry for those government people. I bet they weren't expecting that when they drove up here.
How's the fundraiser going anyway?
Ah, you know, as well as could be expected. If I'm honest, I don't really care. The church could fall down.
The earth, you mean?
Ah, yeah. But none of this fundraising thing was my idea. It was all Hector Mackenzie. Why he picked me to be responsible for it all? I don't know. Why make me Kirsten Community Mackay? Hector should have just done it all himself.
Hey, that idea you had to change the name of the forest was absolutely brilliant. Why call it Wintford Forest when you can call it Wintford Woodland Walk? WWW.
And I bought the domain name too. www.www.com.
Tell me honestly though, do you actually think it was a good idea?
No. I just did it to annoy Hector. I'm not doing anything to help this place.
Hey, you aren't helping this place now with what you're doing here. This will put Tarn-Na-Hay on the map. This will bring in tourists by the hundreds. Bring in cash, re-inject life. And it was all your idea. Empty. Another one. Empty.
Oh, look! This is Jamie McCrimmon's grave.
Who?
If you were a true Tarney, you'd know. Come on, help me back up the truck. You know, I really can't take all the credit. I could have done this without you, Myron. I mean, Donald. That's impressive. He really bought into it.
I know, eh? I can't believe he actually took it and ran with it so much, honestly. He actually believes there's something in these woods? What an idiot.
Morning.
Hey, how's it going?
Well, as it can be with the Wi-Fi in here. I ordered you the full Scottish.
Oh, thanks.
So, ask me what news I have.
Say what?
Ask me what news I have.
What news do you have?
The ART just emailed me over the seismic scan of the woods.
And?
It's a vast cave system right underneath the entire town. It's extensive. It's not like anything I've ever seen before.
Wow. Perfect hiding spot for it.
For what?
The monster?
There's no stopping you, is there?
Oh, maybe the caves aren't just caves. Maybe the tunnels, like the man said.
Oh, the crazy man. Yeah, he's a great person to listen to. Where's the breakfast? You know it's going to be worth it, but it's taken ages.
I wonder though, the coffins,
What?
the monster. Maybe that's how it gets. Maybe that's how it gets out. It uses the empty graves to push its way up to the surface. We should take a reading from one of the empty graves to see if it leads into the tunnels.
That would be a waste of government funding. We aren't getting paid for that, therefore we're not doing that.
Come on, you must be curious. What if there really is a monster?
Monsters do not exist.
You can't see that for sure. You heard what the man said. The missing people, the coffins appearing, and now the tunnels.
A few days in a little village like this and you're losing your marbles, son. Pull it together.
Fine.
What about your breakfast?
You have it.
Don't need to tell me twice.
Well, you coming to the fundraiser tonight?
I don't know. I'm thinking about it. See you later. Actually, what was the name of that Welsh artist who attended the meeting last night?
Oh, that's Myron. They have a studio in the corner of the woods.
Can I get directions?
So, I've marked off all the locations of the coffins. What's your thoughts on the next spot? I was thinking we go down to the falls. It's really nice down there. I think that would really complete the coffin trail idea.
Actually, I was thinking we could leave it for a while. We're gonna get caught, get too cocky. Give it a rest, shall we?
Nah, it's not a problem. The graveyard's far enough out. We'd soon know if somebody was close by.
Hey,
How much did you hear?
quite a bit.
Ah,
I hope I'm not intruding.
No, feel free.
It's a lovely spot, this. We stopped here before.
It is indeed. It's like to come up here and spend some time just thinking, take in the view, listen to the birds. Do you hear that? It's faint, but you can just hear it. It's a red kite. Beautiful bird. Beautiful bird. So, what brings you up here then?
Well, got to head back to the city now. Survey's all done. Just a matter of waiting for the results. Thought I'd take a look around. It is a beautiful place to visit.
So, do you believe in this monster then? Seems everybody else does.
What interests me more is the way that you seem to have completely written it off without even giving it a second thought. You think you might embrace the idea? I mean, Loch Ness is flooded with people looking for Nessie. A monster might be good for the town.
I don't want my legacy my gift to the future generations of Tarn-Na-Hay to be some monster story.
Well, actually, there might be a little bit more to the story. We found a massive cave system, biggest thing I've ever seen underneath the town.
See that hollow tree stump down there? The ones that Monroe keeps banging on about. Could that lead to the cave system that your machines discovered?
There's every possibility it could be.
I was reading about these caves up north, on the coast. Apparently, people like to get in there in the dark and climb through little holes. I don't see that appeal myself, but, I mean, could your report maybe cover something like that? Sort of, just a feasibility study, a bit of a business plan. I mean, that could be our attraction. Anyway, see you later. Safe travels.
Indeed.
So, the monster, it's not real. You've been the ones digging up the coffins.
Yeah. Yes, we have.
But I don't understand. Why? Why do that?
Go on, tell him. He'll be our test audience.
the Yird Swine. That's what we call it.
The Yird Swine?
Scottish folklore. The Yird Swine. Earth hawks, subterranean creatures that live beneath our very feet and feed off the buried dead.
Picture it. As you enter the forest, engraved on a stone, the words If you walk past a graveyard and hear clawing and scratching beneath the earth, that's the Yird Swine digging up the dead. What a macabre story! People are gonna flippin' love it! We are creating our very own urban legend right here. The Coffins Trail, a dark and mysterious tour through the hollow land of Winford Wood.
So, the gamekeeper, he was in on it too?
Nah, he's just an idiot. Falling for what we were telling him. Soon as we started digging up coffins, he started hearing noises. It's all in his own head, but it played for us perfectly. Did you hear that?
It's just people fooling around.
That's Archie! There's something down there. It's in the dark.
Just get started, get the music on. There's somebody after us.
We've gotta go!
We've got to get to the stag's head. It's coming after us.
Stay calm, everybody. Let's just stay calm.
It's a monster.
A monster? Is this some kind of joke?
But why now? Why are they coming up from the ground now? Why now?
The fundraiser.
How many people? How many people are there?
It's just starting, so I don't know.
The perfect food source.
Let's not panic. We don't even know who or what this is.
It was a Yird Swine.
It can't be. We made that up.
You saw what attacked us. That wasn't a figment of our imagination. That was very much alive. We need to lock this door. Okay, everyone just stay quiet.
That can't really be a monster. Did you pay someone to dress up as it?
Of course not. The store cupboard. There's a window in there.
Shh, stay quiet. It doesn't know we're here.
Let me see.
They're so beautiful. Have we even tried phoning the police?
I'll do it.
We could use one of us as bait while the rest of us escape to New Orleans.
Which one of us?
I'm not getting any signal.
What? Seriously?
We can't just sit here. I say we'll make a run for it. Go to that fire escape. How far away is the new hole?
It's not far. It's through the village where those things are.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Oh no, that's Jack the janitor. His something's work late.
Hello?
get this bloke locked.
There's a staff entrance down that way.
I'll get it. Just come on! No, listen! You need to move! Come on! Listen!
Just leave them out there. There's a phone in the chapel room. Maybe we can phone the police or the army or somebody.
I hate this place. I've been trapped here my whole life. I tried to escape and break free, but I always end up back here somehow. I've been wondering, why did you make me the community campaigner?
This is hardly the time.
Such a weird move. I'm hardly bubbling over with community spirit. You know I've been trying to get away, applying for jobs in the city, looking to move down south. Anything to get away from here. Why give me the job?
I don't know. I just thought maybe that I'd be able to find in you the enthusiasm and passion that I once saw in your mother. I mean, she would welcome the bus trips to the town. You'd organise bake sales and ceilidhs and fundraisers and walking tours. And then she just disappeared. Nobody knows what happened to her.
I know. We've got to get out of here. Let's see if we can find another way out.
But that thing!
It'll be gone. It'll be placed with the fundraiser.
Keep going on like this. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna fucking do?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. Is there a phone in this building anywhere?
Yes, in the chapel room. But it's on the ground floor downstairs.
I'll need to get it.
Don't leave me here.
You'll be fine. Just stay put. Just stay quiet. I'll be right back, okay?
What the hell are you doing? Why are you letting them in?
They were hungry. The earth in the graveyard haven't been used for years. Their food supply had practically run out. They were starving. I had to do something to force them out of the ground, out of the tunnels.
What? You mean you dug up a coffin so they could come out?
This place isn't worth saving. Those creatures are. This place is like a prison to me. I can't escape. I can't escape the judgment of my neighbours. I can't escape the harsh criticism of my so-called friends and family. I've wanted out for as long as I can remember. But then, one night, I was standing at the cliff top with my mother, and I turned my head. And I saw it. It slowly crawled from the ground. It was so thin, you could see its ribcage. I had no choice. It was the first sign that I'd loved in this place for a long time. And I knew I had to save those creatures. They were starving. Love the land.